So I had a friend once make me aware that I was telling people often, hey, you should do this, you should do that. And he said to me, just so you know, people don't like being told what to do. So when you tell people what they should do, it's going to repel them and make them not want to do the thing. And I said, oh, wow, that's interesting. So as a result of that, I don't like to tell people what to do. But I will say that sometimes things are wise to do, or I will invite people to consider something. In this case, I'd invite you to consider that it is wise to build your neural network in your brain and in your body, your neurons. AI is doing it quickly. Rich people are doing it. If you look into all these rich people, are like micro-dosing psilocybin mushrooms, even though it's illegal. But they'll talk openly on podcasts. Oh, I'm doing this psilocybin microdose. It builds neurons. And they're right, it does build neurons, and it's effective at it. But there are many things we can do to build our neurons and our neural network, even if we don't want to do things like psilocybin mushrooms, and some of us don't. Some of us do, and that's okay, and either that's your own choice in life. It's something that grows in nature. It's something, so you have to decide how you want to interact with your contract with the government that you never signed. But hence it exists anyway, so you got to deal with it. And all that regardless, all that aside, you can meditate. You can do neurolinguistic programming. I'll say that again, neurolinguistic programming, or NLP. If you go looking into that, do YouTube searches, you might find some weirdos. There's some real creeps that use that stuff. You'll find like people that men that want to use women, things like that, will sometimes use techniques about it, and they'll talk openly about it, scumbags, But just, you'll also see people that are open and genuine, like they seem like they're doing it to teach people how to use it on themselves or each other for self-help purposes. That's good, that's wise. So yoga was specifically not even the stretches, but the if you do like yoga training that involves breathing, meditation. There's many branches of yoga. And when you think of like stretching, that's hatha yoga, or the yoga of the body. But there's Raja yoga. There's all kinds of yogas. There's so just look into the philosophy of yoga. There's a lot of books written about it in the early 1900s, specifically for helping people that were born in a Western world to understand yoga better. And today there's a movement about decolonizing yoga, or bringing it back to the essence from which it was supposed to be, which is a spiritual practice that's leading to something. It's not just something to stretch to make your body feel a certain kind of way, even if it is that too. But there's other practices we can use. There's other, there's karma yoga. That's yoga of work. Like, it's literally a yoga of workaholism. So, and then it comes with an awareness of what we're doing and how we're aiming it. And if you do things like these, you can achieve a better neural network, a stronger neural network that makes more connections more quickly. For some people, you might start to become more aware of your own brain glitches, and we do all have brain glitches. And they're all different because we all have our own neural network that grew. it's alive, we're alive, and we grew it. And so the same way all of our faces are a little bit different, it's the same with our neurons. And so they interact with each other differently. And then on top of that, how we interact through our life with the world and with our own thoughts wires our neurons in a certain way. So like there's something to be said for the way we consider words wiring our neurons, and what that might look like is if I'm sick, not owning the sickness and not saying I am that. I am is big magic. So we commit an act of magic when we say we are things. And if you take possession of something, there's an old saying, possession's 9/10 of the law. But it's also a natural law, at the very least within your own body. Maybe not with the world. If you don't want to think of the woo-woo and the secret, if you put it out there, the world will give it to you. Hey, we could put all that away and just say that within our own body, your own body will give it to you. We call this psychosemantics. A psychosomatic sickness, and so like if you think you're sick, you can make yourself sick. If you think about too much about like weird things that happen medically once in a blue moon, it's weird, but you could actually increase the amount of likelihood that this is going to be something that actually happens in your world. So these are little things that wire our brain. So instead of owning a sickness and saying like, hey, I'm sick, you could say something like, oh, I'm getting over something, or I'm overcoming something. So that really does actually affect the way we wire our neurons. But like I said, learning breathing methods and breathing exercises is actually very effective. So there's lots of ways we can wire our own brains. We can choose to program our brain. It's like a computer network that's constantly being rewired for the better, for the worse, somewhere in the middle, who knows, but like we can actively choose that. And if you're aware of it, then the more you think about it, the more you can try to explore that and think about it. And maybe that'll take some time out of your life. Well, okay, great. What do you do? How do you find that time? I don't know. Maybe don't watch corporate TV as much. Like they're trying to brainwash you because they know the value of wiring a neural network. And they're so willing to think that you're not interested in it that they'll put it right in your face and even call it programs. Oh, it's a program. We're programming. TV program. We're program. So it's like take responsibility for your neurons. If you want, that's up to you. But like, I do invite you to consider that that's a wise thing to do. It's a wise path to take. And this isn't something that I invented. This isn't a thought that I came up with. This by the grace of my teachers that I'm even aware of it. So just consider how you interact with yourself and consider how that reinforces connections within your own mind and how it makes them stronger or weaker. You're feeding a connection or you're breaking a connection. So you build a bridge to make this type of thought stronger or weaker. Well, how do you change it? What's another perspective? What's another way to look at something? Oh, so if someone says, and I'm only going to say it for example's sake, so I'm going to have to put a little more emphasis because I don't even like saying this because of what it might do to my own neurons. But if someone says, oh, I hate myself, then a different way to say that is maybe I'd prefer to change who I am into something that I would consider more admirable. So you could change a strong feeling into an invite to yourself. Nobody wants to be told what to do. Why are you telling yourself what to do? You're telling yourself how to feel about yourself, and you're doing that on an instinct. And where'd that instinct come from? Maybe corporate TV, who knows? But really, like, consider taking time. And you might think, oh, that's way above my head. That's way too much. And it begins with making connections in your neurons. That's how it starts. So that is something that you can do. That is something that I can do. How do I know this? I've spent so much time in my own life doing these things. This is why I feel so confident to say it. Honestly, I don't like doing Instagram videos. I don't like this. This is Instagram, all the meta, that's all a DARPA project. You think I want to participate in anything like that? I'm too aware to not know it. However, everybody's saying the same things. I look around and hear people, and I don't watch TV, but they all say so much of the same stuff unless somebody else like shakes them and out of it. And then it's like people are so wise and intelligent sometimes if you let them talk and you listen. And it's like, but if they're not shaken out of their autopilot, then most of the time people will just say the same things that everyone else says, and they will sound almost like they got a mission statement on how to talk about things from the television and what are the acceptable things to say. And sometimes you could just invite them with a question or two to like shake out of it and get into a really interesting conversation. I do it all the time. But sometimes I'll just sit there and listen as well because it is really interesting. And I could be wrong because I don't watch TV, but I think it sounds like everybody just is repeating things they've heard on different programming because I hear the same things out of completely different types of people. It could be degenerate potheads over here, and it could be well-to-do, wealthy people that, you know, their family lives in the same town as the Home Alone house. Like, you know, and they have the same types of perspectives repetitiously, and it seems like there's two perspectives, and I'm willing to bet one of them is considered Republican and one of them is Democrat. I'm not fully sure about that part, but because I don't watch TV, like, but it seems like I could usually hear just a couple words and instantly like stereotype their opinions on most things. And so, like, if you break free from that a little bit and spend just a little bit of time programming your own mind with information that will help you to build your own uh, mind, body, spirit, anything to make you better, stronger, happier, healthier. Um, these are the things that are rebellious right now, weird enough, but it is true. So, um, just, you know, I don't like telling people what to do. So all I could do is invite you to look out for yourself because that is a wise thing to do. And that's a way to look out for yourself is everything I've been saying right now, if you made it this far to hear all this. So there's sources out there. Ask me if you want to know where to find stuff. Honestly, I've been doing this so long, you can maybe even just ask me in the comments, like, hey, do you know anybody that talks about blah, blah, blah in a book? And I could probably tell you, or you could be like in a video, and I might even be able to tell you that too. Like, so yeah, consider it, please, for all of us, for you, for me, for humanity, because it'll help us. It'll help you. It's helped me.